Hello there, welcome to the news on Nepal television. I am Rojina Rai, starting with the headlines. Candidates in final campaign pitches to garner votes. Top leaders addresses mass gatherings to win voters' confidence. Election Commission makes public appeal to comply with election conduct. Issues of 4-point instruction prohibited goods in the polling stations on election day. World leaders condemn missile attack in Poland. US president says it is unlikely that Russia is behind the attack that Poland claims. And Nepali national football team playing friendly with Pakistan. Nepal faces UAE in the second ODI cricket series in home ground today. Welcome back. Now we have the news in detail. With just 3 days away from the federal and provincial elections, the candidates of the House of Representatives and Provincial Assembly are making their final efforts to convince the voters. The candidates continue visiting the voters' doorsteps and are busy organizing gatherings to make their agendas familiar to people and to win their confidence. Election fever is gripping the whole nation while the days for election canvassing is almost coming to an end. The election to House of Representatives and Province Assembly is scheduled on November 20 this year in a single phase. The Election Commission of Nepal has issued a 4-point instruction regarding the ban of use of prohibited goods in the polling stations on the election day. The prohibited goods are matchbox, lighter, camera and mobile phones among others. The Commission made the public appeal to the voters and concerned authorities to comply with the instructions after calling an all-party meeting recently. If a voter or other individuals who are found bringing with them the prohibited items at the polling centers, arrangement should be made to keep those items safely at the entry point of the polling centers or outside of the center that deemed appropriate for the voters before allowing them an entry to the polling center, according to the Commission. We shall come back with more updates at the site. A short break. Do stay tuned. Welcome back. You are on NTV News. Now the remaining updates. 5 polling centers with less than 100 voters have been established in the mountainous district of Dolpa. According to the Election Commission official, there are less than 100 voters in 5 of the 22 polling stations in Upper Dolpa in the northern region. There are a total of 34 voters out of 18 male and 16 female voters in 4th Gaon Ward Office Polling Center, Ward number 6 of Sekfoksundo Rural Municipality. The election office has informed that there are 58 voters in Kalang, Dolpo, Buddha and 86 voters in Pungkabagar of Charkhangsong. 2 polling centers in Magdi district will conduct elections under the leadership of women in the upcoming election of House of Representatives and the Province Assembly. Chief Election Officer Sivalal Pandey said that the entire management of 2 polling centers has been given to women in 177 permanent and 1 temporary polling stations of Doti. Similarly, employees, polling officers and security personnel have been deployed in Sri Padma Public, Mukti Narayan Mavi and Doti multiple campus polling centers in Doti district's headquarters. The voter education has been effective in Palpa to prevent the votes from being invalidated in the House of Representatives and Provincial Assembly election held November 20. Compared to the previous elections, this year voters in Palpa have been encouraged after conducting mock voting. In order to make the election successful and reduce the invalid votes, voter education has been launched in the villages of Palpa. District Election Office Palpa said that voting education has been made effective by conducting mock voting in each local units. District Election Officer Rupmangad Aryal informed voter education coordinators have been deployed in all 10 municipalities of Palpa, and voter education has been carried out from urban to village. We have international headliners at the side. Again, a short break. Just stay tuned. Welcome back. Thank you for staying with us. Now, the international headliners. U.S. President Joe Biden said it was unlikely that a missile that killed 2 in Poland was fired from Russia, and placed U.S. support for Poland. Serious questions about the explosion remain, including who fired the missile. Russia denied any involvement. Biden placed support for Poland's investigation after convening an emergency meeting of the Group of 7 and NATO leaders in Indonesia for consultations. Former U.S. President Donald Trump has launched another run for the presidency, promising supporters he will make America great and glorious again. The announcement comes just a week after a disappointing midterm showing for Republicans, and will force the party to decide whether to embrace a candidate whose refusal to accept defeat in 2020 sparked an insurrection and pushed American democracy to the brink. Trump made his plans official Tuesday night after teasing the potential of a comeback since before he even left the White House in 2021. The leaders of the world's largest economies spent the final day of the summit in Bali planting trees in a mangrove Wednesday. Each leader planted a single tree before using a shovel to move the earth over the roots before towering the rest of the mangrove. The tree planting came after Biden's emergency G7 and NATO meeting, after the Polish government said a Russian-made missile and exploded in eastern Poland. To more updates, before that, let's have a quick look into the highlights of the site. Frida, a yellow Labrador retriever rescue dog that gained fame in the days following Mexico's September 19, 2017 earthquake, has died, Mexico's Navy announced Tuesday. Clad in goggles and neoprene booties, Frida became a symbol of hope following the earthquake that left more than 300 people dead in Mexico City and surrounding states. Her image exploded across the internet and her face graced murals in the capital. While she apparently did not find trapped survivors after that particular quake, over the course of her career, she was credited with finding at least 41 bodies and a dozen people alive. Moving on to sports now. An international friendly football match between Nepal and Pakistan is being held today at Dasrat Stadium in Tripurasur. The match, to be organized under the auspices of All Nepali Football Association (NFA), will start at 5 p.m. Visiting team Pakistan is in Nepal to play its first international match after being released from FIFA's suspension. Rohit Chand will lead the Nepali side as skipper Kiran Chemjong is playing their first league season in India. Nepal and Pakistan have competed in 16 matches so far. Nepal last played against Pakistan in 2018. This will be Nepal's 15th match to be played at the Dasrat Stadium. Nepal is playing against the UAE and its second ODI against the UAE at the TU cricket ground in Kirtipur. UAE that chose to bat first after winning the toss has given Nepal a target of 192 runs. The UAE lost all its wicket playing 43.2 overs. In the first ODI on Monday, Nepal had suffered a loss against UAE by 84 runs. This is the three-match one-day international cricket series. Next match is slated for November 18. Football governing body FIFA is relaunching a youth program aimed at helping 700 million children in some of the poorest parts of the world. Starting just before World Cup 2022 in Qatar, the project will send 11 million footballs to schools and offer free football training via an app. Coming back with a budget of $100 million from FIFA, the program aims to get footballs in 700 million elementary school children, almost half of the world's children aged between 4 and 14. India alone requires 1 million balls, which will likely have to travel the length and breadth of the country by road to reach children at around 10,000 schools. In total, 11 million Adidas footballs will be sent to 10 of thousands of schools. Schools will also get access to training via a free smartphone app. We're almost at the end of this news bulletin, but before we say goodbye, quick reminders of the headlines. Candidates in final campaign pieces to garner votes. Top leaders address mass gathering to win voters' confidence. Election Commission makes a public appeal to comply with election conduct issue of 4-point instruction prohibited goods in the polling station on election day. World leaders condemn missile attack in Poland. The US president says it is unlikely that Russia is behind the attack that Poland claims. And Nepali national football team playing friendly with Pakistan. Nepal faces UAE in the second ODI cricket series in home ground today. Well, this is all we have for this moment. Until our next bulletin, goodbye and namaste.